Okay, this is still Geometry 1.1, although a quick recap of segments or line segments, rays, and then intersections as well. So part of a line is either a line segment, or you can just refer to it as a segment. And then you always name a segment by its endpoints. Like in this case, if S and T are the endpoints, I can name it segment, or again, line segment. It doesn't actually matter what you call it. Both of them are the same, ST. And then that's supposed to be straight. It's just a little segment symbol above the top of it. Some people put like little points or dots at the end. You don't have to. But that's line segment or segment ST. It could also be segment TS. So unlike algebra, where for most things there's just like one answer or one solution to an equation, in geometry, especially when you name things, sometimes there could be multiple answers. So when we go over certain questions in class, if I say that's line segment ST, that's not the only answer. It could be line segment or segment TS. And then another part of a line that just extends one forever in one direction is a ray. So a ray only has one endpoint, and a ray extends forever in one direction, like ray AB. And then name that AB with a little ray, or you think about it as an arrow above it. So that's ray AB. You can't actually name it ray BA, because the way that I named it, ray AB, whatever you write first has to be the endpoint of the ray. This ray only has one endpoint, unlike a segment which has two endpoints. So if we also talk about intersections, what I'll try to have you do is visualize certain things. Sometimes for intersections, there's only one way that things could intersect. Like if two lines intersect, because it's possible that two lines don't intersect, and then those lines would be parallel. But if two lines intersect, their intersection has to be a point. I think it was on part 2 of the video. If a line and a plane intersect, they could intersect in just a single point. So if you think about my hand as a plane and then this stylus pen as a line, they could intersect in a point if this line goes through the plane, or like the pen goes through my hand. But that's not the only intersection of a line and a plane. The intersection could be a line or the line itself. So if this line is in the plane or is contained within the plane, then the intersection could be a line. Okay, it can't be both. It can't be both a line and a point. It's either one or the other if they intersect. It's possible that a line and a plane do not intersect. So again, here's the example that I have. My hand is like the plane, and then if this is a line, my line could be like this, then those don't intersect, so there could be no intersection. But if we talk about the intersection of two planes, even though I'm going to try to attempt to draw them, it's still a little bit difficult for me to draw with the stylus. I think I could draw it a little bit better on the whiteboard, but you could try to visualize this as well. The intersection, if two planes intersect, you could have parallel planes, like both of my hands here, that they don't intersect, then there's no intersection. But if two planes intersect, their intersection has to be a line. And you could just think about two walls in your room, besides like parallel walls, like not your floor and your ceiling, because those don't intersect unless you have like vaulted or slanted ceilings. Like, I don't know if you can see the ceiling here in this room. They're not parallel, one's vaulted or it goes at an angle. But if two planes intersect, so here's a plane, a second plane, and normally I would erase certain parts because this line right here, or this part, should be hidden. Maybe that other part doesn't actually need to be hidden, but that's the intersection of two planes. You can think about those as like a piece of paper. This would be their intersection, a line. If two planes intersect, they have to be a line. Think about for a minute, and maybe you can think of an example in your room about what the intersection of three planes could be. So are there like three walls that intersect in your room? And the intersection could be a point. So I'm going to try to draw this, maybe just partial planes. So that's supposed to be a wall, or I'll try to finish them off. So that's one wall. The intersection of these two planes is a line. But then if I have a third plane, right here, I know that looks like a cube, but here's the intersection of those three planes, like the corner of your room, a point. Is that the only way that three planes could intersect? If you thought about it, maybe you're thinking about a book or what I have handy here. It's like my stack of sticky notes. I just open up these sticky notes, even though I don't know how many sticky notes are, 100 or so. There's more than 3 sticky notes. I just take 3 of those sticky notes and open them up like a book. Here's 1, if you can see that, 2, 3 sticky notes. Their intersection could be a line. Just think about the spine of a book if you can't see this that well. The intersection of 3 planes, and I'm not going to attempt to draw it. You could think about a book as an example, could also be a line, again, like the spine of a book. So that was a quick recap. It's kind of optional to watch those. I'll make a note of that in the slides, but that's just a quick recap since you'll be using points, lines, planes, rays, segments, intersections, basically all year long or all semester long for this course in geometry.